Hey learners, hope you all are doing well, and I'm sure you're taking care of yourself and your family in fight against COVID-19. Let's continue with our series problem solving using Python. Hope you all are enjoying this problem solving session. Please don't forget to click on subscribe button. Also, don't forget to comment in comment box. Your comments will give us motivation. It will give us chance to improve ourselves so that we can bring more and more better content. Let's continue with the next problem. We'll move to question number 12. In the previous session, we had completed with question 13. Write a program to accept one number n from user and find addition of its factors. One sample input I have given. Input is 12. Output should be 16. And the 16 is addition of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6. Now you may say, what are factors? Now many might be knowing because it's a basic mathematical term. But still, for your information, factors are those numbers which are starting from 1 and they are less than given number, that is from 1 till n minus 1, but such that your number is divisible by all those numbers. For example, our n is 12. Now 12 is divisible by 1, 12 is divisible by 2, 12 is divisible by 3, by 4, but it is not by 5. So 5 skipped. Divisible by 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. They are not considered because 12 is not divisible by those numbers. I hope you understood the definition of factors. Now let's start writing solution for it. We will create one more Python file. We'll give name to it as Q14. Now the question is to find out sum of all factors of the given number. Now first we will accept input from user. Int input, enter n. Right? Hope you're understanding it. Then we'll take one variable s, which I'll initialize to 0, in which I'll store the sum of all factors. Now I'll start with a for loop for I in range 1 comma n. What I'm doing is I'm starting from 1, but I'll go till n, but n is always exclusive. Now every time I'll check whether n is divisible by current I. If that n is divisible by I, I'll add that I to sum. See, if the condition is like this, n mod I equal to 0. Now mod is the remainder operator. So we are dividing n by I and checking the remainder. If n mod I remainder is 0, means n is divisible by I. Add that I in S. And after the for loop is over, I'll display sum of factors and comma S. Hope you understood. Isn't it easy? Very easy. We are going to move towards difficult questions gradually. And if you support us, sure we'll come with more and more difficult questions. Let's run this code. Now suppose I enter 12. It's returning sum of factors is 16. Hope you understood it. Let's continue with the next question. Now, question number 15. Write a program to accept one number n from user and check whether number is prime or not. For example, if the input is 5, it should display 5 prime number, or 5 is prime number. Now again, prime number is also a basic mathematical term, but still for your information, I'll tell you what is a prime number. The prime number is a number which is divisible by 1 and itself. Means excluding 1 and n, it should not be divisible by any of the numbers in between. Like if the value is 5, so it should be divisible by only 1 and 5. Now in between values are 2, 3 and 4. So 5 is not divisible by 2, not by 3, not by 4. That is the reason 5 is prime. But for example, if I take 6, now all the legal values are 2, 3, 4 and 5. But 6 is divisible by 2, therefore 6 is not prime. Let's write solution for this quickly. We'll create one more file. I'll give name to the file as Q15. I hope you understood the definition of prime. I'll accept one number n from user. Enter n. Now, if n is prime, then it is only divisible by 1 and n. In between, that is from 2 till n minus 1, it should not be divisible. So what we'll do is, we'll write a for loop for I in range, and we'll give the range 2 till n. So now the list will start from 2, but it will go till n minus 1. And for each value in the range, we'll check whether n is divisible by that value. If it is divisible, we will terminate the loop, and it indicates that the number is not prime. Let's see. If n mod I equal to 0, means it indicates that n is divisible by I, therefore it is not prime. I'll use a flow transfer statement, that is break. Now this loop will terminate prematurely also or maturely also. If n is divisible by 2, it will prematurely terminate. But if we check for each and every value from 2 till n minus 1, and if n is not divisible for any of the values from 2 till n minus 1, means it indicates it is prime. Now we'll check whether n I has become equal to n. If I has become equal to n, means your loop is terminated maturely. We will display print n is prime. Otherwise, we will display print n is not prime. I hope you are getting it. So if this loop terminates prematurely, so this if will be false, it will display it is not prime. If it is terminate maturely, this if will be true and it will display it is prime. Let's see the result for this question. We'll run it. We'll give sample input as 5. It gives 5 as prime. If I run the same code and I give input as 6, it will give it is not prime. Guys, hope you have understood this prime checking question. As an illustration, if you want, I'll give you explanation. Suppose you have entered n as 5. Your I will vary from 2, 3, and 4. And every time you'll check whether 5 is divisible by 2, by 3, by 4. In our case, it is not divisible by any of these three. And therefore your loop terminates naturally and it is prime. For example, if I would have taken 6, the range will be from 2, 3, 4, and 5. But 6 is divisible by 2, therefore it prematurely terminates. And therefore it goes in else part and it displays it is not prime. Hope you have understood. If you have still difficulty, please comment or you can directly contact us. We have given you the options to contact us. Let's continue with the next question. Now the next question is, write a program to accept one number n and display below pattern. Now input is 5 and the output should be in this manner. First, it will display 5 stars, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, going on. Clear? Okay, now this question also you can solve by different ways using a simple single for loop and taking the benefit of Python string multiplication, or you can use a traditional approach of nested for loop also. Now what I'll do is I'll give one solution and I'll expect you people to try in another difficult way also. Our intention is that you people improve your programming logic, and not only improving programming logic, at the same time you should be able to study the complexity of your solution, and that is what asked in interviews. Many times in the interviews they check what solution you have given is optimum or not. I hope you're understanding it. One more thing, guys, I wanted to share one personal thing. When I completed engineering 22 years back, at that time we didn't had any of these digital facilities. You people have this facility, take benefit of it and take the advantage of this problem solving session. And if you people encourage us, we'll come with more and more other series as well. Let's immediately solve solution of this problem. I've created, I've already opened PyCharm. I'll create a new Python file. I'll give name to it as Q16. N int input, enter n. Hope you are getting this statement. Now, what we have to do is, we have to write a for loop in such a way that first time it should display n stars, then n minus 1, n minus 2, and going on. Now let's write a for loop such a way that it will go in a decreasing manner. We haven't seen such type of for loop till now. For I in range, I'll give the start value as n. We have to go till 0, but 0 is exclusive. In short, it will stop till 1, because which is the value before 0? 1. But here you have to give a step value. Means it will create a list starting from n and it will stop one element before 0. But every time the step value is minus 1. So if your n is 5, so it will start with 5. 5 minus 1, 4. 4 minus 1, 3, 2, 1. And 0 is exclusive. Now inside the body of for loop, I'll write a print statement print star. Now this star is in double quote. This is going to get displayed. And this is a multiplication. And then I'll give I. So it's going to repeat star how many times? I times. Isn't it easy? Yes. Now we'll run this code. I'll give input as 5. Can you see the output in the output window? See. Is it displaying 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1? Now I'll leave to you people the another solution. You people tried. If you have tried, you can give that in a comment or you can mail us. We'll continue with the next question. Write a program to accept one number n and display below pattern. Now, if the input is 5, output should be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means it should display a square of 5 by 5 size. But in each row, it should display the column number. That simple it is. Now this question, obviously we have to solve it using nested loop. I'll tell you how to do this problem. So let's solve this question. I hope you have understood the problem statement. If input is 5, we have to display a box of 5 by 5 size of this form. You can see from the output, we have to display the column number on each row. Now this question will be obviously solved using a nested loop. Let's immediately solve this question. I'll create one file. I'll give name to that file as Q17. Now we have to accept one input as integer. Now whatever n you enter, you have to display a box of that size. Now how we are going to run the loop? See, we'll use I to keep the count of number of rows, and this I will vary from 1 to 5, and for each value of I we'll have a nested loop, and the count of nested loop will be kept by j, and j will vary from 1 till n. Now we'll assume n is 5, so j will vary from 1 to 5. Now for next value of I, again j will vary from 1 to 5. This will go on till I doesn't become 5. So I hope you understood. If I is 1, j will vary from 1 to 5, print it. Again, next time I will become 2 and j will again vary from 1 to 5. Let's write solution for this. Now I'll write a for loop for I in range 1 comma n plus 1. I hope you got it why it is 1 to n plus 1. Then an inner loop for j in range 1 comma n plus 1. Now we'll give output as j, but see to it that use end attribute, and we'll give end as empty string. And when the inner loop is over, just put a new line. So I'm just using empty print. Now we'll run this code. We'll see the output. I'll enter value 5. You can see it is displaying 1 to 5 in each row. And this will go for how many times? 5 times. So how the loop works? For I equal to 1, j will vary from 1 till 5. Again, when the inner loop is over, it will come to outer loop. I will again increase by 1, that is 2, and j will again start from 1 till 5, and this will go on till I doesn't become 5. Hope it is clear to you. Let's continue with the next question. I'm sure you are enjoying these problems and more to come in the next subsequent sessions. We will be covering from very basic things till very advanced problems. Soon we'll be coming with the advanced concepts like GUI in Python, database connectivity with Python, network programming in Python, multi-threading in Python, and I'm sure you'll enjoy all those series too. Now it is your job to make us famous, and I'm sure you'll do it because you're enjoying this all problems. We'll come to the next question. Write a program to accept one number n and display below pattern. Now, in this case, we have to display a triangle of this form. If I, if input is 5, you have to display a triangle in this manner. When row is 1, you have to display only one column. When row number is 2, display two columns. Row number 3, display three columns. I hope you are understanding what I mean to say. Let's start immediately with the solution for this problem. I'll create next file with the name Q18. Now the question is display the pattern. Now suppose I am giving input as 5. I'll keep I as a counter which will keep count of number of rows, and j will keep count of number of columns. But j will start from 1 and it will go till row number. So now the row number is 1. So it will start from 1 and go till 1. Next, when inner loop is over, the outer loop will increase I and make it 2. Inner loop j will again start from 1 but go till I, and I is 2, so j will go till 2. Similarly, if I becomes 3, j will start from 1 and go till 3. Likewise, it will continue till I doesn't become n. Let's immediately write solution for this. Integer n input, enter n. Now the outer for loop for I in range 1 comma n plus 1. I hope you are understanding why I write n plus 1, because range returns a list in which the second element is exclusive. Now we'll start an inner loop. J in range 1 comma I plus 1. Now just now I told you it is supposed to display columns from 1 till the row number. So if the row number is 3, it should display from 1 till 3. Now why I have written I plus 1? Because we have to go till I, so that I plus 1 will be exclusive. Now I'll print value of j, and don't forget to use end attribute. When inner loop is over, display one blank line, so that it will start displaying the elements of next row on the next row by putting a new line. Let's run this code. Isn't it easy? Yes. This is gradually going to improve your programming skill. I'll enter value 5. Just see the output. Is it displaying For row number 1, 1, row number 2, 1 to 2, row number 3, 1 to 3. Likewise. Let's continue with the next problem. Please don't forget to comment if you are not understanding the logic. We are here to explain you. You can contact us through email or you can put comment. Next question, question number 19. Write a program to accept number n from user and return number of digits in that number. Now, for example, if the input is 51879334, it should display output as 7 because the given input number is of 7 digits. Now the question is how to count the digit. Now we have to write a task to separate these digits one by one. And as we separate it, we'll keep a counter and we'll keep incrementing that counter. Now the question is how to separate this digit. We'll make use of some mathematical concepts and use operators like mod, which will return you the remainder, and division to take the quotient. Don't forget to use floor division because when you use single slash, it will return you floating division. We want an integer division. So we'll use Python operator 2/. Now we will write the code for this problem. I'll create one new file, Python file with the name Q19. I'll just try to explain the logic of how to separate digits. Now, suppose if your input n given is 7865, we'll take remainder of this number after dividing it by 10. Now suppose if you divide 7865 by 10, the remainder is going to be 5. Is it? Yes. Now 7865 mod 10, the remainder is 5. And 7865 divide by 10, the quotient is 786. That new quotient, I'll again store it in n. Now 786 mod 10, the remainder is 6, and divide by 10, the quotient is 78. Now again tell me 78 mod 10, the remainder is 8 and quotient is 7. And finally 7 mod 10, always remember 7 mod 10. The numerator is lesser, the numerator is only going to be the remainder and the quotient is 0. Always remember 7 divided by 10 when we do. If the numerator is lesser than denominator, quotient is 0 and numerator is the remainder. Okay, so now what is the new quotient? 0. And we'll stop our loop, that is iteration. And now you can see this iteration went for 4 times. It indicates that your number is having how many digits? 4 digits. I guess you have understood this concept. Every time we will take the remainder after dividing by 10 and we'll divide by 10 and take the new quotient and put that quotient again in n. And this will continue till n doesn't become 0. Let's write solution for this. Integer input enter n. We have to use one variable count which I'll initialize to 0. I'll use a while loop, and the condition of that while loop is till n doesn't become 0. I hope you're understanding it. Now, what I'll do is R is n mod 10. Now, R, we are not supposed to use it, but as we want to separate the digits one by one, then the new n is going to be n divided by 10, but use this division sign. Is it clear to you? And increment the counter by 1. This all three things you could have written in one line also by using multiple assignment. When the while loop stops, it indicates n has become 0. Now we'll display the number of digits, comma, count. Clear? Okay. Now, if you would have skipped this statement, will also make no difference. Means if I put this statement in a comment, won't make any difference. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. Let's run this code. If I input value 786654, is it displaying 6? Yes, the number of digits are 6. Let's continue with the next question. Now, next question is also based on 19th question. Write a program to accept number n from user and return addition of digits in that number. For example, if this is the input, the output should be 37. That is 5 plus 1, that is 6, 6 and 8, 14, 14 and 7, 21, 21 and 9, 30, 33 and plus 4, 37. Now, hardly any change we have to do in the previous program. We will separate the digits by doing mod 10 and we'll take the quotient after dividing by 10. And whatever digits which we are separating by mod 10, that will just add it in one sum and display that sum. I hope you can try this. Just see the changes which we'll do in this program. What I'll do is I'll create one more file. I'll give name to it as Q20. We will copy the logic of Q19 and make the appropriate changes. Now here I'll use this CNT. Instead of that, I'll give the variable as S. Now what we have to do is, in that S, we'll add that remainder. Means instead of incrementing the count, what we'll do is, we will add the remainder R to this sum. And then we'll display the sum of digits. Sum of digits and S. I hope you are understanding the logic. We have taken the remainder of n after dividing by 10, and that remainder I'm just accumulating in S. Let's run this question. Suppose I enter 2, 3, 5, 6. It gives output 16, which is 2 plus 3, 5, 5 and 5, 10, and 10 and 6, 16. Hope you understood this. That's all for today. We'll continue with more questions in the next session. As always, keep evolving, keep learning. Don't forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you.